Welcome to the Straight to Jail podcast, written and produced by Brian Herring. Chapter 22. The calm before the storm. The stolen car rattled down the empty streets as Johnny gripped the wheel, his knuckles white against the leather. The distant hum of sirens was fading behind them, but none of them spoke. The tension in the car was as thick as the cigarette smoke Kyle was puffing out the window. Kyle shifted in the passenger seat, holding an ice pack to his busted lip.
Remind me again why I'm always the one getting punched in the face?
Because you deserve it.
Tony deadpanned from the back seat, his gaze flicking to Ramirez, still slumped against the door, cuffed and silent.
That's cute, Tony. You think you're funny. I'm gonna let that one slide because I'm too tired to come back with something clever.
Kyle muttered, blowing smoke rings toward the windshield.
Put that damn thing out.
Johnny raised his voice, not taking his eyes off the road.
I'm sick of us driving around the city smelling like a dive bar.
Kyle raised his hands in mock surrender and flicked the cigarette out the cracked window.
Fine, Dad, but when I start going through withdrawals, you'll be sorry.
Johnny ignored him, staring at the glowing city skyline in the distance. The docks were next. Tomorrow night. A shipment. It was their best shot at getting to the broker, but something didn't sit right. Everything felt too easy, too scripted, like they were walking straight into a trap.
What's the plan when we hit the docks?
Tony asked, breaking the silence. Johnny exhaled, his mind running through the scenario over and over.
We watch first. Scope out the place. Figure out where the players are. When we see the shipment, we make our move. That was too easy back there. We take out the broker's men, intercept the cargo, and get whatever intel we can. I'm gonna need you to take a scope and a rifle. If Santos was right, the shipment is big. This is gonna be enough to cripple the broker's entire operation.
And if Santos was full of shit, like you said, it was too easy getting that intel back there from Santos.
Then just like I said before, we improvise.
Johnny replied flatly. Tony groaned.
Man, you really gotta stop saying that. You inspire a real lack of confidence in me.
Kyle grinned.
Improvise is code for we're all probably screwed and shit's about to get real dramatic.
Can you two stop talking for 5 minutes?
Johnny snapped, glancing at Kyle.
You're supposed to be over there recovering, not running your mouth.
Recovering?
Kyle leaned back against the headrest.
Johnny, I've already survived getting shot, gutted, and just about everything. At this point, I think I'm immortal.
Tony rolled his eyes.
You're immortal until someone shoves a bullet between your sunglasses. Speaking of, you ever take those damn things off? You look like a hungover raccoon.
First of all, rude.
Kyle shot back, motioning to his face.
Second, these are my trademark. If people see me without them, they'll get suspicious. I'm building a brand here.
You're building a target on our back is what you're doing.
Kyle only grinned wider.
Well, if I get shot, at least I'll look cool while doing it.
The new safe house Johnny had planned for them was a rundown shack on the edge of an industrial zone. The kind of place nobody looked twice at unless they were desperate or insane. Johnny parked the car out front, cutting the engine as the three of them climbed out. Ramirez was hauled roughly from the back seat, his cuffs rattling as Tony dragged him toward the door. Inside, the place was even worse. One crooked table, two mismatched chairs, and a couch that looked like it had been pulled from a dumpster. The walls were covered in peeling paint, and the air smelled faintly of mildew and bad decisions.
Well, isn't this cozy?
Kyle said, flopping onto the couch and kicking his feet up.
What is this, Johnny? A retirement villa?
We're lucky to even have a roof.
Johnny shot back, pulling a map of the docks from his coat and spreading it out on the table.
Get over here. We need to go over this.
Tony shoved Ramirez onto one of the rickety chairs, then joined Johnny at the table. Kyle groaned but got up, ambling over with all the urgency of a teenager being told to mow the lawn. Johnny pointed to the map.
This is the main entrance right here. Security will be tight, but the docks are massive. We go in from the south side, through the warehouses. Fewer guards, fewer eyes. The shipment will likely come in over here.
He tapped a spot near the water line.
What are we looking for exactly?
Tony asked.
Evidence.
Johnny replied.
Anything we can use to expose the broker's operation. Ledgers, contacts, even a live body if we can get one. The shipment will be heavily guarded, but if we play smart, we can catch them off guard.
Kyle responded mockingly.
Play it smart. You sure you brought the right guy?
Johnny ignores this.
Tony, you'll be posted over here with the rifle. Find a good spot and cover us. Kyle, you're with me. We hit the warehouse, locate the cargo, and take out everyone who gets in our way.
I like the sound of that.
Kyle said, rubbing his hands together.
Nice and simple.
Tony glanced at Ramirez, who was slouched in the corner watching them silently.
What about him? We bringing him along for the ride?
No.
Johnny said firmly.
We're leaving him here, tied up nice and tight. He's more useful alive, and we're not dragging him into a firefight. I've decided to keep him around and turn him in to the proper authorities when the moment allows.
Ramirez finally spoke, his voice low.
You think this is gonna work? You idiots think you can take down the broker. You're 3 men against an army of mercenaries.
Johnny walked over, crouching in front of him.
I don't think we can. I know we will.
Ramirez stared at him for a long moment, then smirked.
You're all dead men walking.
You're not the first guy to say that,
Johnny replied calmly, standing up and walking back to the map.
and I'm still here.
Night settled over the city like a heavy blanket, the distant hum of freight ships barely audible through the cracked windows of the safe house. Johnny stood by the window, staring into the darkness as he turned the plan over in his mind again and again. Kyle snored softly on the couch, still wearing his sunglasses for some inexplicable reason. Tony sat at the table, cleaning his weapon methodically. The room was quiet, save for the occasional creak of the walls. Tomorrow night, they would face the broker's men head-on. Johnny knew the odds weren't in their favor, but it didn't matter. This wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about finishing what they started. Johnny turned back to the room, his voice low.
Get some sleep. Tomorrow, we end this.
Tony looked up, meeting Johnny's gaze with a nod. Kyle snorted in his sleep and rolled over, mumbling something about steak dinners. Johnny let a small smirk cross his face, but it didn't last long. The docks were waiting, and so was the broker. The storm was coming.